Here we are in Melbourne, Friday night, fifth day at the Australian Open with Ben Rothenberg, good friend and colleague of the New York Times.
Buonasera.
Buonasera, Ben. It wasn't too much of an exciting day, I would say, even if there was, I think, a very good match between Nick Kyrgios and Joe Wilfried Tsonga.
Yeah.
Did you like it? I mean, what do you think? Because, you know, one thing I would think about is that for Kyrgios, Tsonga was an idol.
Yeah.
And a few months ago, we remember Goffin beating finally Roger Federer in London, and Goffin had this on his apartment on the wall, a painting or a picture of or a poster of Roger Federer. So today, apparently, for Kyrgios, Joe Wilfried Tsonga was God.
Yeah, no, he was, and Kyrgios told stories that when Tsonga was making the final here in 2008, when Tsonga had his big first run, Kyrgios would go to Tsonga's practice every day with a different tennis ball and have him sign each ball, and it's apparently a collection of Joe Tsonga balls there. So that's a nice story, and they clearly like each other. They seem friendly. It was a good match. I mean, it was 4 sets. It was about how I expected. I expected Kyrgios to win that match. They're close in the rankings. Kyrgios is 17, Joe's 15. And it's about how I expected. It was a pretty solid match, and Kyrgios looks good this year. I mean,
Kyrgios said that he was expecting to go to the 5th set after.
Well, because he was down 2-5 in the tiebreak in the 4th set before winning 2 points on Tsonga's serve to get back in it. But I think I've been impressed with Kyrgios this tournament. I think I was in Brisbane and he won Brisbane and he looked good there. And he next faces Dimitrov, who hasn't looked very good, I don't think, in this tournament. He went 5 sets against Mackenzie McDonald. Yeah. He dropped the set today against Rublev.
He even got a bagel.
A bagel, yeah. I mean, he was probably tanking that 4th. Yeah. No, that's a rare. I guess you can't usually get bagels at McDonald's. I guess. Yeah. You should get an egg McMuffin from Mackenzie McDonald. But no, it's not been an impressive year, I think, so far for Grigor. He's lost a lot of sets to players he shouldn't lose sets to. In Brisbane, John Millman and Kyle Edmund, and I just don't think it's been a great start for him. And so I think Kyrgios will win that match. And I think Kyrgios, honestly, is the only player I can see on the top half of the men's side who can challenge Nadal. I think Nadal has this very open draw. If you look at his Grand Slam runs, he hasn't played, Chris Clary tweeted this out earlier today, Nadal has not played against a top 25 opponent since the French Open final at a Grand Slam.
At a Grand Slam, but
so tonight
Nadal said, after the US Open I played Beijing and Shanghai, and I played and beat players who were in the top 25. So he said, okay, I didn't beat them on a slam, but I mean, if I beat somewhere else, I know what is my status.
And he won the US Open, so I mean, he got a very easy draw by most standards there, but he still beat the 7 players he had to beat to win the title.
Yes, without losing a set today in the whole tournament.
And he's got a bunch of nice matchups. He plays against, he won easy against Schumacher today, and then next he plays against Schwartzman, who's another similar short, fast guy, and that's a good matchup for Nadal, who can hit the high top spin and is good against short players.
They played the quarters of finals at the US Open.
Schwartzman's on the other side of that draw. Schwartzman played Carreño, I think.
Okay.
But then Nadal could get Carreño possibly or Cilic in this quarterfinal, which is not too bad either. Yeah. I think Nadal's gotten some good luck. But, we'll see.
Anyway, so you didn't like very much Dimitrov. We saw, Rublev.
I thought Rublev, because I was very unimpressed by Dimitrov against McDonald. I thought that Rublev could win that match. But Dimitrov got better, but he still hasn't been, I don't think he can win the title playing like he is.
We'll see. No. But I remember the best match of the last year probably was Dimitrov versus Nadal. I mean, at least the Australian Open. So, I mean, it may come out. You know, so many times we've seen players who in the first week didn't perform too well, and then in the second week.
If he survives, he can become a better player second week for sure.
Cilic has won without losing a set. And we have an Italian that after 52 slams is finally... he's in the last 16, but he could finally
make a quarters
if he beats Kylie Edmund. I don't think it will be easy, but he can do it.
It's not a bad chance to make a first quarterfinal playing Kyle Edmund. I mean, neither of them has made a quarterfinal before.
No, of course.
So Seppi should have a lot more experience, and he looked good today, as good as you can against Karlovic. It's a weird match, obviously, but Seppi's a veteran player, and he certainly deserves, I hate that word in tennis, but deserves to have a quarterfinal at a Grand Slam with his career, which has been very consistent and solid.
Yeah, and then he will be, anyway, he will play for the fourth time in 6 years in the last 16. So, I mean, I do agree, not just because I'm Italian, that he would deserve. And let's talk just briefly about the women, where, well, we saw that something is happening, because, I mean, from the bottom half of the draw, we will have new Australian Open finalists.
Yeah, there are only 2 past finalists in the entire draw, and they actually play each other tomorrow. Kerber and Sharapova are the only 2 players who have made the final here before, who are still in the tournament after, I think just after Venus left. I don't think there were any others that I can think of. So it's a wide open draw, the bottom half especially, the Svitolina section of the draw.
Yeah.
Very open. I mean, she plays Alertova and then the winner of, I think, Mertens.
Mertens and Martic.
And Martic. And that's a big surprise coming out of there, someone. And Svitolina herself has never made a major semifinal.
Just end with the prediction. Kerber, Sharapova. That's
Kerber.
Kerber for sure?
I think Kerber has been so good this year. And Sharapova will get in there and fight, but Kerber, I think, has been the best player in women's tennis in 2018. She won Sydney very convincingly. She's looked very good here. I think she looks
we haven't
good.
seen yet enough of Sharapova.
That's true. That's true.
So, and Sharapova, I know, she said, I think that Kerber may remember who I was and where I am.
Did she give you a kiss?
Yes, she did. She did. I'm still blushing.
Yeah.
I'm still blushing. And also, I promised that I will take care of my Vespa in Rome.
Oh, nice.
During Rome.
Nice.
And, like, Roman holidays,
Audrey Hepburn,
Gregory
of course.
Peck and Audrey Hepburn.
Of course.
Hope she will do it, but who knows?
Well, she had the dress inspired by Breakfast at Tiffany's, remember?
Yeah.
So she's been an Audrey Hepburn fan before, so this is very in keeping with the Sharapova tradition.
Well, listen, thanks a lot to Ben Rothenberg here at the Australian Open. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.